and it looks kind of interesting. Let's see if I can get it pulled up. Yeah, there we go. And it is 14 British sandwiches that fed the nation in the 1970s. This looks similar to some American videos that I have watched, and if it is, it's probably AI, but it's not as annoying as it usually is. Kind of on So, let's go get it started and see what this one's about.
Lunch wasn't complicated. You'd walk into a cafe, scan the chalkboard menu, and choose from sandwiches that had fed the nation for generations. Simple fillings between honest bread, each one carrying the weight of tradition and the promise of satisfaction. If you remember queuing for any of these 14 classics, then you were there for Britain's golden age of proper sandwiches. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, and share your sandwich memories in the comments below. The Ploughman's Lunch. The Ploughman's Lunch wasn't technically a sandwich, but it was the blueprint for every great British filling that followed. Crusty bread, sharp cheddar, tangy pickle, and crisp lettuce became the foundation of countless variations. Born in country pubs, it represented honest, working-class sustenance. The combination was so perfect that variations found their way between sliced bread in offices and school canteens across Britain. This wasn't fancy food. It was real food that satisfied real hunger and became the template for what a proper British sandwich should be. Cheese and pickle. If any sandwich could claim to be Britain's national dish, it would be cheese and pickle. Sharp cheddar paired with Branston pickle created a flavor combination that was both comforting and exciting. The sweetness of the pickle balanced the saltiness of the cheese, while the chunks of vegetables added texture and tang. Every cafe had their own version, from doorstop thick slices to dainty triangles. It graced packed lunches, pub menus, and emergency midnight snacks. Simple, reliable, and utterly British, cheese and pickle became the sandwich that defined a nation's taste. Egg and cress. Delicate, refined, and quintessentially English, egg and cress represented the genteel side of British sandwich making. Hard-boiled eggs were mashed with butter and seasoned simply, then topped with fresh watercress that added a peppery bite. Often served on white bread with the crusts removed, it was a sandwich of afternoon teas and railway station buffet. The combination was subtle but satisfying, representing a more elegant approach to lunch. It was a sandwich your grandmother might serve with proper tea, demonstrating that British cuisine could be sophisticated without being showy. Bacon butty. The bacon butty wasn't just a sandwich, it was a religion. Crispy or chewy bacon between buttered bread became the universal cure for hangovers, long days, and general life dissatisfaction. The key was timing. The bacon had to be hot enough to slightly melt the butter, creating that perfect marriage of fat, salt, and carbohydrate. Whether it was back bacon in the south or streaky bacon up north, the debate was fierce but the love was universal. Add brown sauce or red sauce according to regional preference, but never question the power of properly cooked bacon between bread. Fish finger sandwich. What started as nursery food became a guilty pleasure for adults nationwide. Fish fingers, straight from the freezer to the grill, nestled between buttered bread with a squeeze of tomato sauce. It was comfort food at its most basic, representing childhood security in edible form. The contrast between the crispy coating and flaky fish, softened by warm bread and tangy sauce, created unexpected sophistication. This wasn't restaurant food, but it didn't need to be. The fish finger sandwich proved that the best British food often came from the most humble ingredients, prepared with love rather than pretension. Chip butty. The chip butty represented pure indulgence wrapped in working-class practicality. Hot chips, preferably from the local chippy, between buttered bread created a carbohydrate explosion that somehow felt nutritionally complete. The key was timing. The chips had to be hot enough to steam the bread slightly, while the butter provided richness against the potatoes' earthiness. Regional variations included the addition of gravy, curry sauce, or mushy peas, but purists insisted that proper chips and bread were perfect on their own. It was fast food before fast food existed, satisfying hunger with honest ingredients. Corned beef and tomato. Tinned corned beef might not sound glamorous, but paired with fresh tomatoes and good bread, it became a British staple. The salty, dense meat contrasted beautifully with the juicy acidity of ripe tomatoes, creating a sandwich that was both hearty and refreshing. Often served with crisp lettuce and a touch of mustard, it graced pub menus and packed lunches across the country. The combination represented British pragmatism, taking a preserved meat and elevating it with fresh ingredients. It wasn't sophisticated, but it was satisfying, nutritious, and utterly reliable when you needed proper sustenance. Cucumber sandwiches. The cucumber sandwich represented British refinement in its purest form.
Good days start with homemade breakfast sandwiches.
Sorry, guys.
Technically, so can bad days.
There we go.
Paper-thin slices of cucumber between crustless white bread, lightly buttered and carefully seasoned with salt and white pepper. It was a sandwich of garden parties, afternoon teas, and genteel gatherings. Critics called it insubstantial, but that missed the point entirely. The cucumber sandwich wasn't about filling you up. It was about elegance, tradition, and the peculiarly British art of making something beautiful from almost nothing. It proved that sometimes the most sophisticated food was also the most simple. Spam fritter sandwich. The spam fritter sandwich was pub grub at its most honest. Thick slices of spam, battered and deep-fried until golden, then wedged between crusty bread with a generous helping of mushy peas. It was indulgent, messy, and completely unapologetic about its.
So Spam, we have it. We have all kinds of flavors. You'll find it in every grocery store. I don't think it's big in the continental US. It is big in Hawaii. They eat it a lot, and it's in like poke bowls and stuff like that. But the rest of us, I'm sure it had a time and a place, but um, I don't think either side, my mom's or my dad's side, ate these. And my mom, I suspect she probably had them when she was growing up because my mom was one of like 9 kids. So I'm sure they did a lot to feed all those kids. I know they ate a lot of peanut butter. Um, and there are things that I think she hated as a kid that like she wouldn't go around at all as an adult. And she had big opinions on spam that it was really gross, and so it was never something that was around. And I think with spam, it's something that you have had to probably grow up on to enjoy it. Um, I know I've had it. I had it as a kid, I think, at like a babysitter's house or something, and I don't remember liking it, and I've never gone back. So, but I was going to tell you guys. I know we're a little over halfway of this video. There was an American one of these that I watched, and I actually tried the sandwich. As you guys know, peanut butter is really big here. We all grew up on it. My son eats peanut butter and jelly, like at least twice a week in his school lunch just because he's a vegetarian. It's hard to find stuff for him. And that's kind of a go-to. But there was a sandwich in one of these that I watched that was actually peanut butter and pickle. And I love pickles. I like butter. So I one day was like, oh, let me give it a try. I mean, the worst that can happen is I just toss it. So I tried it. I put like dill pickles on with peanut butter on a sandwich, and if you have not had it, try it because the peanut butter completely masks the pickle flavor, but you get that crunch. It's really surprisingly good. Like that added texture to it is really, really good. Like I said, I did it with dill, but I think the video was saying you could do it with sweet pickle as well. Just don't like sweet pickle, but it was shockingly good. I would try it.
Working class roots. The crispy batter gave way to salty meat, while the peas added color, nutrition, and a touch of sweetness. This wasn't health food, but it was soul food, the kind of meal that sustained factory workers and satisfied late-night cravings. It represented British food culture's ability to transform humble ingredients into something deeply satisfying. Roast beef and horseradish.
Yum.
Sunday roast leftovers became Monday's
Yes.
luxury with the roast beef and horseradish sandwich. Thick slices of beef, preferably still pink in the middle, paired with fiery horseradish sauce that cleared your sinuses and awakened your palate. The combination was sophisticated yet comforting, representing the best of British meat cookery between bread.
Horseradish cream
Good
in
versions
my
included crisp
fridge right
lettuce
now.
and
I
ripe
ate it with my
tomatoes,
pot
but the
roast
essential
sandwiches
pairing
last
was
weekend.
beef and horseradish. It was a sandwich that proved leftovers could be better than the original meal, transforming Sunday's centerpiece into
Sometimes.
Monday's masterpiece. Marmite soldiers. Marmite on buttered toast, cut into
Alright, yo.
soldiers for dipping into.
So you all told me that those Twiglets have Marmite, and some of you were saying that you like the Twiglets, but you don't like Marmite. And somebody else, I need to go watch some ads, Marmite ads. Is Marmite and Vegemite like really similar? Is it got like a common ingredient? I feel like Vegemite, at least I associate more with like Australia, and maybe Marmite's like Ural's version of that. Um, well, other than the Twiglets, I guess I've never had it, and I wouldn't be able to pinpoint the taste in those that was. I might have to waste some money and get some and try it. I don't know. I don't know.
Soft-boiled eggs, represented childhood comfort food at its most British. The intensely savoury yeast extract divided opinion nationally. You either loved it or loathed it, but for devotees, it was liquid gold. The combination of butter, Marmite, and soft egg created umami overload in the best possible way. It wasn't technically a sandwich, but it occupied the same cultural space, providing quick, satisfying sustenance with distinctly British flavours. The ritual of dipping soldiers into runny yolk became a national pastime, passed down through generations. Jam and butter. Sometimes called a jam butty, this simple combination
There you
represented
go.
childhood innocence and maternal care. Good bread, proper butter, and homemade jam, preferably strawberry or raspberry, created sweetness that
Yeah,
satisfied
we
both
do
hunger and
either
emotional
like
need.
strawberry
The
or
quality of
generally
ingredients mattered
grape. I like
enormously.
grape.
Cheap jam on margarine couldn't compare to the real thing. It was a sandwich of school lunchboxes, afternoon treats, and
But our
emergency comfort
jelly's
food.
like
Critics dismissed it as too simple,
we have
but that
jam,
simplicity
but
was its strength. When
it's
life
not
got
thick like
complicated,
that. It's
jam
really
and butter on good
smooth,
bread provided
like a
uncomplicated
jelly
pleasure
almost.
and
Oh,
reassurance.
it is jelly,
Sardines
but
on toast. Tin sardines on buttered toast represented nutritious convenience food decades before the term existed. The oily fish provided protein and omega-3 fatty acids, while the toast gave substance and satisfaction. Often enhanced with a squeeze of lemon juice and freshly ground black pepper, it was simple food that happened to be incredibly healthy. The combination appeared on cafe menus, in bedsits, and as quick suppers across Britain. It proved that good nutrition didn't require expensive ingredients or complex preparation, just quality fish, good bread, and proper technique. The sardines on toast was humble food that punched above its weight nutritionally. Welsh rabbit. Welsh rabbit elevated cheese on toast into something approaching haute cuisine. A rich mixture of cheese, beer, and seasonings, grilled until golden and bubbling, created
looks
depth and
good.
sophistication that simple cheese couldn't match. The beer added complexity, while mustard provided heat and the cheese gave richness. Proper rabbit required good cheese, preferably a strong cheddar, and careful attention to prevent burning. It was comfort food with pretensions, representing the British ability to take humble ingredients and transform them through technique and tradition. The result was far greater than the sum of its parts, proving that sophisticated food could emerge from the simplest beginnings.
hey, if you guys know on that one, because I might try to make something like that. Where does the beer go? I mean, you don't put it. How do you do the beer with that? It said what beer, like a good cheese and mustard. That sounds good. Because like if I make a grilled cheese, I put mustard on it. I like that little tang that it gives. But yeah, let me know how you do the beer for that.
These sandwiches weren't just food, they were culture between slices of bread. Each one told a story about Britain, our pragmatism, our love of tradition, and our ability to find satisfaction in simple pleasures. They fed workers, comforted children, and sustained the nation through good times and bad. If any of these brought back memories of proper cafes, packed lunches, or late-night comfort, subscribe and like this video for more delicious slices of British culinary history.
That was good. That was like exactly what I was expecting. It's very similar to the America ones from like the old food, like struggle mills and stuff like that. I enjoy them. I like watching and seeing the old stuff, and some of it sounds good, and I try it. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed that video because they have a lot, and I wouldn't mind watching some more if you guys enjoy it. So definitely comment. Let me know your thoughts. You always do. Thank you for that. And yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe and please like the video. It helps so much. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic day.